What's up, X-treme kids? This is First Lady K, and this is your midweek story time with our Veggie Tales Bible storybook. Thank you so much for being with us this week. I hope you boys and girls of X-treme kids of Ottawa and around the world are having a wonderful week in this beautiful sunshine. We want to hear from you at ottawachurchkids@gmail.com. Be sure to email us all that God is doing in your life and how you are ministering for God during this COVID, and maybe what you're learning about in our VeggieTale midweek story time. Okay, so let's get started. Here we go. Here is Larry. Hello, boys and girls. I've really got a dilemma. A very good friend of mine is always getting teased just because she's an onion. P.U. The other kids call her Smelly Kelly. It's so mean. I know that I should stick up for her, but I'm afraid that if I do, the kids will tease me too. I really don't know what to do. Do you know what Larry should do, boys and girls? Have you ever been called a mean name and it hurt your feelings? Have you ever called somebody a mean name and then had to go say sorry one day? Let's see what happens. Bob tried to help me, Larry says. He told me that I shouldn't be afraid to do what is right. Then he gave me a story to read, the story of Esther, the girl who became a queen. Wow. Boys and girls, are you ever afraid to do what is right? Sometimes I'm afraid to do what is right. I think we all sometimes are. Boys and girls, if you send me a picture at ottawachurchkids@gmail.com of you wearing a crown just like Esther, the girl who became queen, you're going to get a special prize in the mail. So be sure to send us that picture at ottawachurchkids@gmail.com. So here we go. Esther, the girl who became queen. Did you know, boys and girls, that you are God's princesses? You're royal just like Esther. A long time ago, the king of Persia decided to choose a new queen. Ladies came from all over the kingdom to appear before King Xerxes in a competition for the crown. Wow, that crown must have been beautiful. One girl, Esther of Babylon, sang so beautifully, la 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 la, of God's love that King chose her to be his new queen. Well, but Esther was not happy about her new position. Esther, you're the queen of all Persia, her cousin Mordecai exclaimed. You've got to be at least a little excited. But I don't want to be queen, Esther cried. Oh, Esther, God has a plan for you, he told her. There must be a reason that you're queen. Mordecai, who worked as a palace guard, was very wise, so smart, and so faithful to God. The king's second in command, Haman, hated Mordecai. He was afraid the king would like Mordecai more than he liked him, and that would jeopardize his position as the king's right-hand man. So, Haman convinced King Xerxes that Mordecai and his whole entire family could not be trusted. The king banished Mordecai's entire family to the island of perpetual tickling. That's the island where you get tickled all day and night without stopping. Mordecai said, Esther,
You must tell the king that my people are your people, or we all will be banished." "I can't. You know what happens to people who appear before the king uninvited," said Esther. "You never have to be afraid to do what is right, Essie. Only you can save us. Perhaps this is the reason you became queen," Mordecai explained. "Perhaps God put you here for such a time as this." Oh, Esther was so very afraid to go before the king, but she knew what she had to do. So the next day, she timidly tiptoed, approaching the throne, tippy, tippy, tippy toe. "Hey, come on over here, Queenie Pooh," the king said with a smile. The king really liked Esther. "Whatever you want, whatever it is, whatever you want is yours." So Esther gathered up her courage and said, "Haman has lied to you about Mordecai. Mordecai is a good person, and his family is my family." King Xerxes was stunned. He loved his queen and would never, ever harm her people. So the king told the grim tickler to take Haman to the island of perpetual tickling, and Mordecai became his new right-hand man. Wow. And that is the story of Esther, the girl who became queen and saved her people, all because she had the courage and faith to do what was right. The courage in one hand, boys and girls, and the faith in the other hand. Can you make muscles and put courage in one hand and faith in the other hand and show me your big muscles that you have to do what is right? You know what? You can send me a picture of you posing with your big courage and faith muscles at ottawachurchkids@gmail.com, and you'll get a special prize in the mail. You know what? Boys and girls, you do have to be really brave to do what is right, don't we? And you know what? It's also so important for us to trust God and what His plan and story is for our life. You have a story, and God is writing your story with you, and He has a plan in the way He wants your story to go. So it's important that we ask God, God, what is your story for me? Because we don't want to write our own story. We want God's story for our life. And remember that God is going to be with us in our story. He will never, ever leave our side. So even if something scary comes up and we need to be really brave and courageous, God is going to be with us. All right. We are going to read the Esther story in Esther, the book of Esther in the Bible. So you can open it up if you have it. And we're going to read chapter 2 to chapter 8. Are you ready, boys and girls? Okay. This is the Veggie tale one, so it's a lot shorter, okay? The king's attendant said, "King Xerxes will let a search be made for some beautiful young woman. Then let the one who pleases you the most become queen." The king liked Esther more than he liked any other woman. So he put a beautiful royal crown on her head, and he made her queen. Esther stood in the inner courtyard of the palace. The king was sitting on his royal throne. He reached out to her with his golden rod that was in his hand. Then Esther approached him and touched the tip of the rod. The king asked, "What is it, Esther? What do you want? I'll give it to you."
Esther replied, "Oh, King Xerxes, if you please, come to a big dinner today. I prepared it for you. Please have Haman come with you." So the king and Haman went to the really big dinner Esther had prepared. Then Queen Esther said, "Oh, King Xerxes, please spare my people. That's my appeal to you. My people and I have been sold to be destroyed. We've been sold to be killed and wiped out." King Xerxes asked her, Who could it be? This man who has dared to do such a thing, and where is he?" Esther said, "Oh, the man hates us. He's our enemy. He's this evil Haman." The king got up. He was burning with anger. The king said to his men, "Put Haman to death." The Jews in every city could now gather together and fight for their lives. The king's order gave them that right, and so they celebrated. Yay! Isn't that awesome, boys and girls? This is what Larry has to say. Larry's saying, "Wow." I say, "Wow." Do you say, "Wow"? I'm really glad Bob helped me remember the importance of having courage. And what was in our other hand, boys and girls? Faith. Faithfulness, I believe. I'm going to go double check again. Yes, no, I was right. Faith. I had to make sure I was giving you the right answer. I need to be reminded that God is always by my side, and I don't ever need to be afraid as long as I'm doing right. And how do we know what is right? We need to go to the Bible, don't we, boys and girls? And maybe sometimes ask our mummies and daddies, and obviously always ask God what is right. The next time I see the kids picking on Kelly, I'm going to stand by her side and help her. Are you going to do that too, boys and girls? That's what God would want us to do. And besides, just because she's an onion doesn't mean she smells. I've known some pretty stinky cucumbers too, but God loves them all. And so, boys and girls, it doesn't matter what we look like or smell like, where we live, where we come from. It doesn't matter how much money we have or don't have. It doesn't matter what language we speak or how we speak. We're all very, very special, and God loves all of us. He made you just the way you are, so you are perfect in His sight. You are His wonderful masterpiece, and God made you so very special because He loves you so very much. So let's do our Bible verse, boys and girls. Are you ready? 2 Chronicles 19, verse 11. Be brave. Oh, I love that. Be like bzz. Be bzz, brave. And may the Lord, can you point? May the Lord, up to the sky, may the Lord be with those of you who do well. And you can put your hand on your heart. Be like a bzz. Be brave like a bumblebee. And may the Lord, can we point to the sky, be with those of you who do well, and put our hand on our heart. Can you say it one more time with me, boys and girls? What do we say? Be brave. And may the Lord, point to the sky, be with those of you who do well. And we put our hand to our heart. That is so wonderful. I loved this week's story time. Thank you, boys and girls, for being with me today. I hope you had just as much fun as I did, and I love being with you. I hope that I'm able to be with you again next week. And remember that I love you very much, and I think you're very special too. I can't wait to hear from you at ottawachurchkids@gmail.com. Here's a big hug and kiss from First Lady Kay.